Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
The apple cause I loved you, and why would you lie? And then I realized you're just as naive as I am. Oh, you're so traumatized, it makes me wanna cry. You dumb bitch, I loved you, I loved you, I loved you, it's true. I wanted to be you and do what you do.
Welcome back to another horror video. The other one labeled horror was a horror game. And we watch horror videos.
Cursed games you should never play.
I'm gonna play.
Part 5, the Man in the Fields game. This game will grant you physical and financial protection for the rest of your years. To play this game, you'll have to go into your backyard at 9 o'clock. Once you're there, you'll say the words, "But who will scare the crows away?" You'll whisper this 7 times and you should hear a voice responding, "That's not your biggest problem." This has officially started the game. Next, you'll go into your house. You'll find a room that has only one door. This will be your safe room. Once you leave this room, you'll notice that everything that can be opened in your house will be. Doors, cabinets, bags, containers, everything. Now you have until midnight. Your job is to close everything in your house. Throughout this game, you'll see a shadowy man dressed in farmer's clothes. This is not the man in the fields. Think of him as like a referee. But if you even look into the backyard, even accidentally, you'll see a scarecrow that was not there before. If you see him, he also sees you. Once he sees you, he'll start to walk towards you. You need to get to your safe room as soon as possible. But if you close everything by midnight, go to sleep until 6 a.m. This will end the game and you will have won.
What?
This is the time I discovered a dark secret under the McDonald's ball pit. In 1995, me as a senior in high school got a summer job at McDonald's to save up for my dream car, a 95 Stang. For the most part, I cleaned the store, including the play place. This McDonald's was really weird though, because from time to time, kids would go missing. The play place was pretty enclosed and we had no clue how this could have happened. The store was sued tons of times, but always won.
Now I know this ain't gonna turn into FNAF. But the dude from the ball pit, what's his name? Bigger spring trap.
One, because there was no evidence by experts about it having any risks. The blame was usually put on the parents. I soon learned what the cause of the disappearances were. One day as I was cleaning tables, a scream erupted. A mother said her son had gone missing. A few kids said that they saw him fall into the ball pit and never came out. But as all the parents and employees were talking amongst themselves, their claims were dismissed as fellow guests comforted the mom. After we closed up shop for the night and the police had left, I had to finish cleaning the store alone. I was curious about what those kids were saying about the ball pit. Oddly enough, that's the one spot I was never taught how to clean it, and you'd think that a place like that would have to be cleaned. I sprayed my towel with Kleenex and leaned my whole arm inside. Man, no wonder these kids got in so deep. I could put my whole arm inside. I took my broomstick and shoved it in, and it went all the way in. I couldn't feel the bottom. I then decided to step in. Just then I couldn't feel the floor. I decided to let the ball pit consume me, and I just kept sinking in. I'll show you what was on the other side next time. So I discovered something disturbing under the McDonald's ball pit. As I sunk in deeper, I eventually fell through to the other side. I found myself in a huge ball pit. It was dark. I climbed out and saw the rest of my surroundings. I realized I was in a basement under McDonald's. Everything felt so eerie, especially with the low hum emitting from the lights. Just then I saw a way out. I began going upstairs and heard a clap. I quietly ran up as fast as possible. I heard in the far distance. I opened the door and shut it silently. I was in the back of the restaurant now. I couldn't question or process anything in the moment. All I did was darted for my car and got out of there. That night, I couldn't sleep. I really couldn't process anything. That morning, I drove back. Later on, our boss came in. Obviously, for me, he's suspect number 1 for this. I started a conversation with him and asked about what this door was. Oddly enough, he said that this was our basement storage room, which I guess is partially true, and I asked him if there's anything weird down there, and he said no, just normal equipment. He never acknowledged the oddly placed ball pit there. That night, everyone left. That leader from earlier said bye to me, but then proceeded to stare at me for a good 3 seconds and didn't say anything. He then closed the door. After about an hour of cleaning, I headed for the ball pit. I stood in the same spot from before, but I didn't fall in. There was no hole. I began moving the balls until I could see that there was a floorboard placed there. In that moment, whoever was responsible for this knew that I knew. I called 911 and told them I have reason to believe I know what happened to all those kids. I took my broom and I broke down the board and I fell in, this time being more observant. I noticed a small shoe near a door that I hadn't entered before. Tune in next time to see what happens.
EVE Online.
EVE Online is a vast universe, alive with the unrelenting activity and combined history of
Who are you saying goodnight to?
Him.
Who?
Him, good night.
Jugger, there's no one up there.
What?
Him up there.
Show me.
Him
Up there.
Up there.
Jugger, there's no one up there.
Up there.
Jugger, there's no one.
Jugger is a good name for a child. A cough.
Up there. He's been talking to that vent and then he was blowing it kisses. And I'm creeped out now. Like, seriously, I'm not joking. I'm so creeped out right now.
Move.
Did and just admit you were wrong. You know I care. I just couldn't bear, so I wrote this song. Cause I can feel it too. I'm breaking down the walls for you. Baby, let's treat it. I need this.
Yet, they had ruined everything. Talent. 6 words.
Just get it.
My daughter has a disturbing and deadly talent. 6 words. So innocent. And yet, they had ruined everything. Daddy, look what I can do.
Good job.
I had turned, smiling, to see my daughter's newest magic trick. I stopped smiling when I saw it.
Silly dog.
My heart stopped. My blood ran cold, a disturbing reminder of things past. I grabbed her by the shoulders, a little too hard. Made her promise to never tell another soul about what she could do. I made her swear so many times. She was crying by the end. Her face was ugly and contorted, her nose dripping snot. But she promised. I always knew that would not be the end of it. I knew what I had to do. Slip some sleeping pills into her drink, and cover her face with a pillow, like I had done with her mom. But I could not bring myself to do it. I loved her far too much, even more than I had loved my wife. And as she grew older, looking more like her mother every day, I knew